Introduction: a mindful approach to black beans and kidney health. Before exploring this topic, a meaningful reminder worth considering for those over 60 is that even the most nutritious foods may require a slightly different approach as the body ages. One educational example from a community center in Busan involves a 67-year-old woman named Mrs. Park, who for many years faithfully included black beans in her daily meals. In Korean wellness traditions, this ingredient has long been valued for its rich plant proteins, fiber, and powerful natural antioxidants. However, Mrs. Park eventually noticed unexpected shifts in her daily routine, including temporary swelling in her legs and less frequent urination, which led her to seek specialized care. Testing suggested that her natural filtration system was experiencing temporary stress, which came as a surprise to someone so dedicated to a healthy lifestyle. This experience raises an important perspective on how foods, generally regarded as nutritious, can sometimes interact differently with the body over time. The focus is not that black beans are unfavorable, as they remain an excellent choice for many individuals. Rather, it is a reminder that the internal system naturally changes its efficiency as the years pass. Think of the kidneys like a natural water filter that runs beautifully in earlier years, but may gently slow down after the age of 60. When these natural changes occur, certain concentrated nutrients that are normally beneficial simply require a bit more mindful balance. Seasonal changes, reduced fluid intake, or subtle variations in daily habits can all place additional demands on this filtration system. This brings us to why understanding how to enjoy black beans properly becomes especially meaningful for older adults. Often, it is not the ingredient itself that creates a challenge, but the combination of natural aging and daily serving habits. This video explores how kidney health naturally shifts over time, who might want to practice extra mindfulness, and the most balanced ways to enjoy black beans safely. Healthy aging is rarely about avoiding nutritious traditions, but rather about learning how to use them more wisely for long-term vitality. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing to share these gentle wellness insights with loved ones. Chapter 1: Understanding ingredient combinations after 60. This section explores certain ingredients to approach with extra mindfulness when pairing with black beans, followed by beneficial combinations that support natural filtration and simple preparation methods for a balanced diet. The encouraging note is that none of these subtle adjustments require complicated routines or exotic supplements. Everything discussed involves ordinary kitchen ingredients that are easily accessible and simple to incorporate into daily meals. When observing how the body responds to nutrition, some older adults describe feeling unusually bloated after meals, while others find that their hands and feet feel colder in the evening or notice subtle variations in their daily routines. These patterns can arise from many different everyday factors and are generally not a cause for immediate concern. However, they can sometimes serve as gentle reminders that the body's natural filtration processes are adapting to a new pace. As the body ages, the kidneys naturally become more moderate in their efficiency, continuing to support daily vitality quietly and steadily. That is why paying attention to the gentle signals of the body becomes a beautiful way to maintain long-term comfort. Many people assume that, because black beans are deeply rooted in wellness traditions, they can be enjoyed in any amount and alongside any food combination. Yet, after the age of 60, a more balanced and thoughtful approach to these pairings can make a meaningful difference. Studies suggest that certain culinary combinations can place unnecessary demands on the filtration system, while other pairings can actually help the body utilize nutrients more smoothly. Understanding these subtle differences allows for the full enjoyment of traditional foods, while gracefully avoiding common daily mistakes. This brings us to the first specific ingredient combination that nutrition professionals generally suggest approaching with a more mindful eye. Chapter 2: A mindful look at black beans and leafy greens. The first ingredient combination that deserves a closer look may come as a surprise to many, and that is fresh spinach. Many people often consider spinach to be one of the most beneficial vegetables available, and in many individual contexts, it truly is. Spinach is packed with natural vitamins, minerals, and protective antioxidants, making it an excellent food when enjoyed on its own. The focus here is not that spinach is unfavorable, but rather how certain natural compounds interact when consumed together, particularly as the body's filtration system naturally adjusts with age. Black beans are notably rich in calcium and magnesium, while spinach contains a natural organic compound known as oxalate. Studies suggest that when these two elements meet within the digestive and circulatory systems, they can occasionally form tiny mineral crystals. These natural crystals are widely recognized by health professionals as a common factor associated with internal mineral buildup in the filtration system. This does not mean that enjoying black beans and spinach in the same meal automatically creates a challenge, as many individuals process both beautifully. However, those paying closer attention to kidney health, or those mindful of their daily fluid intake, may want to approach this combination with extra care. Think of the kidneys as a sophisticated, natural filtration system that gently softens its pace over the years. Just as a calmer river naturally allows fine sediment to settle, a more mature system may take a bit longer to clear concentrated minerals. During the colder winter months, individuals often tend to consume less water, which can naturally increase the concentration of minerals in the system. This is one reason why health professionals observe subtle mineral imbalances more frequently during the seasonal shifts. One educational example from a community in Daegu involves a health-conscious woman named Mrs. Lee, who loved incorporating traditional dishes into her daily routine. Meals featuring black bean rice alongside seasoned spinach or warm spinach soups were a regular part of her kitchen culture. When she began experiencing a sudden feeling of discomfort in her side, she chose to speak with a healthcare provider to understand the patterns. Following a balanced evaluation, she was encouraged to moderate her intake of foods high in oxalates, and to focus more consistently on hydration and meal balance. That experience serves as a meaningful reminder of how even the most traditional wellness foods benefit from being enjoyed with wisdom. It is also worth noting that spinach is not alone, as other options like beet greens, Swiss chard, and beets also carry a higher mineral concentration. For those who may have experienced filtration concerns in the past, many nutrition professionals suggest a more moderate approach, rather than consuming large amounts of these foods at the same time. The goal is never to fear nutritious, traditional ingredients, but simply to understand how to pair them properly, so the body can enjoy them safely. This brings us to the next specific ingredient, pairing that older adults may find beneficial to explore. Chapter 3. Mindful timing for warm drinks after a meal. While the first consideration sits directly on the dinner table, the second pattern often waits immediately after the meal is finished. And for many individuals, this represents a deeply comforting and consistent daily routine. This involves the warm cup of coffee or traditional tea that so many people enjoy shortly after eating, whether it is a morning blend or a strong cup of green tea in the afternoon. Sipping a warm beverage during the colder months provides a wonderful sense of relaxation. Studies suggest that there is absolutely nothing unfavorable about enjoying these traditional beverages. The perspective shared by nutrition professionals is simply one of appropriate timing. Black beans are highly valued for containing essential natural minerals, such as iron, zinc, and magnesium, alongside high-quality plant protein. However, certain natural organic compounds found in coffee, black tea, and green tea can occasionally interact with the absorption of these very minerals. One of these natural compounds is known as tannin, which has a tendency to bind with iron molecules. Consequently, even when these nutritious ingredients are faithfully included in the diet, the body may experience a slightly lower efficiency in fully utilizing the nutrients. If a warm beverage is consumed immediately afterward, there is another meaningful reason why this timing matters for overall wellness. Caffeine is known to have a mild, natural diuretic effect, which temporarily increases the body's fluid clearance. While this is a normal process, older adults sometimes naturally consume less water during the winter season, and even subtle shifts in hydration can place additional work on the filtration system. This does not imply that coffee is harmful, but rather that maintaining a balanced fluid routine becomes a bit more important as the body ages. One educational example involves a retired professional from Incheon named Mrs. Han, who became deeply focused on traditional wellness habits. She regularly included black bean rice in her daily meals, knowing it was a time-honored tradition, valued for supporting structural vitality. However, she also maintained a consistent habit of enjoying a warm cup of instant coffee immediately following her lunch. Routine health screenings eventually suggested a temporary shift in her natural iron levels, and she was encouraged to consider how the timing of her post-meal routine might be interacting with her nutrition. That experience offers a valuable perspective that sometimes long-term wellness is less about what is consumed and more about when it is enjoyed. For those who deeply appreciate their daily tea or coffee, there is rarely a need to give up these comforting moments. Instead, many health professionals generally suggest waiting about 1 to 2 hours after a meal before preparing a favorite cup. This simple adjustment allows the digestive system ample time to absorb the rich minerals from traditional foods undisturbed. This brings us to another subtle daily pattern that nutrition professionals suggest exploring for optimal balance. Chapter 4. Balancing sodium and minerals in traditional warm meals. While the interactions with leafy greens and warm beverages require careful timing, another deeply ingrained culinary habit deserves equal attention during the seasonal shifts. For many families, especially when the weather turns chilly, enjoying traditional black bean rice alongside rich, steaming soups or stews represents a daily source of comfort. During the colder months, many individuals find great satisfaction in returning home to a warm table, featuring savory broths like soybean paste soup or kimchi stew. However, studies suggest an interesting culinary phenomenon. When foods are served very hot, the natural taste receptors become less sensitive to salt. Consequently, it is incredibly easy to consume a higher amount of sodium than initially realized during a warm and comforting meal. This balance becomes particularly meaningful as the body matures and enters new phases of wellness. Black beans are naturally celebrated for their rich potassium content, a mineral that beautifully supports balanced blood pressure when managed properly. In earlier years, a highly efficient filtration system handles various mineral concentrations with ease, keeping the internal environment perfectly steady. But after the age of 60, the kidneys naturally adopt a more moderate pace, meaning they process sudden influxes of minerals with greater deliberation. When a high concentration of dietary sodium from rich broths meets the dense potassium found in ingredients like black beans, the system must exert extra energy to maintain natural equilibrium. Furthermore, cooler outdoor temperatures can naturally cause peripheral circulation to tighten gently, altering the usual blood flow to internal filtering systems. Major health and cardiovascular organizations generally suggest that moderating daily sodium is one of the most proactive steps for supporting both heart and kidney longevity. One educational example from a community in Cheongju involves a 69-year-old grandmother named Mrs. Jang, who had been mindfully managing her circulatory health for several years. In an effort to include more traditional wellness foods, she began preparing black bean rice as a staple in her daily kitchen. However, she also maintained a lifelong fondness for rich winter broths, often enjoying the savory liquid down to the very last spoonful. Over time, she observed a subtle feeling of tightness in her chest and chose to seek professional guidance to evaluate her overall wellness patterns. Following a thorough review, health professionals noted that her natural electrolyte levels required closer monitoring and a more balanced approach. She was gently encouraged to continue enjoying her favorite traditional ingredients, but to practice greater moderation with highly concentrated savory broths. This is a pattern that nutrition professionals frequently observe among those embracing traditional culinary heritages. While the core of the meal, such as black bean rice, is prepared with wonderful health intentions, the accompanying table can quickly accumulate hidden sodium. These traditional accompaniments often include varieties of seasoned kimchi, pickled vegetables, and various soy sauce-infused dishes. During the winter season, the body also naturally clears less fluid through perspiration, leaving a greater portion of the balancing work to the internal filtering system. For those who deeply enjoy these comforting winter meals, many health professionals recommend a very simple and elegant adjustment. One can fully enjoy the rich vegetables, proteins, and grains within the stews, while gently leaving a portion of the concentrated broth behind, making a mindful choice to avoid pouring large amounts of rich soup directly over rice can make a meaningful difference in daily sodium balance. Long-term vitality is rarely about completely removing the cultural dishes that bring joy to the table. Instead, it is about discovering how to navigate these traditions wisely, allowing the body's natural systems to feel supported for many vibrant years ahead. This brings us to a much more encouraging perspective regarding beneficial ingredient pairings that naturally complement this time-honored legume. Chapter 5. Harmonious ingredient pairings for longevity and vitality. As this section has covered, practicing simple mindfulness regarding pairings like concentrated leafy greens, the immediate timing of warm post-meal beverages, and rich sodium broths can already help the body's natural filtration work with much greater comfort, particularly during the colder months. However, moving away from unexpected dietary demands is only one part of a balanced lifestyle. An even more encouraging focus lies in exploring the specific ingredients that work in perfect harmony with black beans. When combined with thoughtful wisdom, this traditional legume can become an even more valuable asset to a balanced eating routine. Before exploring these specific ingredients, a meaningful principle worth considering is that traditional foods, much like elements in nature, thrive best in proper partnership. Over many years of health research and observational care for older adults, a notable pattern emerges that numbers alone cannot fully capture. While many modern wellness articles focus exclusively on the isolated amounts of plant, protein, or dense antioxidants a specific food contains, these independent metrics are only part of the story. Studies suggest that even the most nutrient-dense ingredients are most beneficial when the body is in an optimal state to receive them, and when they are accompanied by ingredients that complement their natural qualities. Without this culinary harmony, concentrated nutrients that are meant to support long-term vitality can occasionally create an additional processing demand for the system to manage. To view this through a simple perspective during the winter months, one might think of the internal filtering system much like a home's central heating system. As outdoor temperatures decline, peripheral blood vessels naturally adopt a more snug pattern, requiring the body to exert more steady energy to maintain core warmth and natural circulation. Black beans are deeply celebrated for providing the exact natural elements that serve as an excellent fuel source for this internal system. Yet, if they are consistently paired with habits that challenge the body's equilibrium, it can feel a bit like placing a cold draft directly next to a warm hearth, causing the natural system to work much harder to maintain its steady pace. In earlier years, a highly resilient system compensates for these subtle imbalances with incredible speed. But after the age of 60, the body naturally adapts to a more moderate pace, becoming highly reflective of the daily choices placed upon the plate. This transition is entirely natural and allows for a more relaxed, intentional approach to how older adults curate their daily meals. In traditional Korean wellness philosophy and modern nutritional care, there are specific companion ingredients that health professionals gladly emphasize for supporting this natural harmony. These gentle companions help elevate black beans from an ordinary kitchen staple into a deeply restorative source of balanced nourishment. This brings us to the first gentle and beneficial ingredient pairing that older adults may find wonderful to incorporate into their daily routines. Chapter 6. The first balanced companion: lightly prepared vegetables. The first traditional ingredient that pairs beautifully with black beans to support long-term vitality and natural filtration is freshly harvested broccoli. However, a meaningful detail worth considering is the method of preparation, as enjoying this vegetable, lightly steamed or briefly blanched, is often preferred over consuming it entirely raw. As the body matures, many older adults find that warm, easily broken down Ingredients provide a much more comfortable experience for the digestive system. Lightly cooking broccoli helps soften its natural fibers, while beautifully preserving its most valuable plant compounds. One of these studied components is a natural organic compound, known as sulforaphane. Researchers have explored this specific element for many years, due to its notable role in supporting the body's natural cellular maintenance and inner equilibrium. While black beans deliver high-quality plant proteins, dietary fiber, and vital minerals, broccoli complements this profile. By helping the system process these nutrients with greater ease, broccoli is also widely celebrated as an excellent source of natural vitamin C. Studies suggest that vitamin C plays a meaningful role in enhancing the absorption of non-heme iron, which is the specific type of iron found in plant traditions like black beans. In other words, these two ingredients create a beautiful nutritional partnership. When placed on the same plate, when preparing traditional black bean rice, introducing a side of warm, lightly steamed broccoli can be a wonderful way to elevate the meal. In Korean kitchen traditions, families often toss these green florets gently, with a touch of toasted sesame oil and a sprinkle of sesame seeds. This creates a flavor profile that is wonderfully mild, comforting, and incredibly easy to enjoy as part of a daily routine. One educational example from a wellness community in Suwon involves a 65-year-old woman named Mrs. Shin, who was highly dedicated to her daily nutrition. While she regularly included black beans in her cooking, she occasionally observed a heavy, stagnant feeling in her digestive tract after dining. Upon reviewing her routine, a simple refinement was suggested to include gently warmed broccoli alongside her traditional legumes rather than raw alternatives. Following a few weeks of this consistent adjustment, she shared that her digestive system felt remarkably more peaceful and balanced during her afternoon walks. Of course, long-term wellness is rarely the result of a single ingredient creating an overnight shift. Instead, it is the small, thoughtful culinary habits, practiced with gentle consistency, that build a beautiful foundation for healthy aging. To integrate this practice beautifully, many nutrition professionals suggest briefly blanching the vegetable for just 2 to 3 minutes to preserve its natural compounds, serving it while pleasantly warm to ease digestion, and utilizing a very simple accent, like a drizzle of toasted sesame oil. This approach remains exceptionally simple, affordable, and accessible for almost anyone looking to enrich their daily table. This brings us to the second gentle companion ingredient that gracefully complements this traditional legume for long-term vitality. Chapter 7. The second balanced companion, a warm herb-infused beverage. This brings us to the second comforting companion that nutrition professionals frequently encourage older adults to welcome to their daily table, and that is a warm cup of traditionally prepared, roasted barley tea. As previously explored, enjoying highly concentrated caffeinated beverages immediately following a meal may not always be the most optimal choice for those mindfully supporting their inner fluid balance. For generations within Korean family cultures, roasted barley tea has served as a deeply comforting and naturally hydrating alternative. In the broader context of a balanced wellness routine, this simple addition offers a pleasant and incredibly accessible way to support daily vitality. As the body matures, maintaining consistent and gentle hydration becomes an increasingly meaningful foundation for overall wellness. The natural sense of thirst can occasionally become less pronounced over time, leading many older adults to consume fewer fluids throughout the day without fully realizing it. This is a key reason why introducing warm, flavorful beverages into the daily routine can be so remarkably helpful. Not only do they provide a wonderful sense of physical comfort, but they also gently encourage more consistent fluid intake from morning until evening. When enjoyed at a warm, pleasant temperature, this traditional roasted infusion is believed to help promote natural relaxation and support steady, comfortable circulation during the chilly winter months. Following a meal that features nutritious black beans, a warm cup of this caffeine-free option delivers gentle hydration, while helping the digestive system feel beautifully at peace. Unlike common coffee or black tea options, roasted barley tea is entirely free of natural stimulants. because it carries a delightfully mild, nutty flavor profile. Many individuals find it exceptionally easy and pleasant to enjoy as a staple of their daily kitchen. It operates much like a quiet, supportive helper within the lifestyle routine. There is nothing dramatic or exaggerated about its properties, but rather a simple, steady habit that supports the body's natural processes little by little. One educational example involves a resident from a community in Changwon named Mrs. Wang, who at the age of 72 chose to evaluate her daily hydration habits. She had occasionally observed that her daily urine patterns appeared more concentrated than usual, alongside a temporary feeling of heaviness around her lower extremities. She also maintained a very consistent habit of enjoying multiple cups of rich coffee throughout the morning and afternoon. A small, supportive adjustment was introduced to replace a few of those daily coffee moments with a freshly brewed pot of warm roasted barley tea. While she initially found the traditional flavor profile to be exceptionally mild compared to her usual routine, she embraced the consistent practice for a few weeks. She later noted that her natural fluid intake had advanced beautifully, leading to a much more refreshed feeling during her daily activities. She shared that her patterns appeared noticeably lighter and more balanced, allowing her to move through her evening routines with a wonderful sense of physical lightness. Of course, long-term vitality is rarely built upon a single beverage performing immediate miracles. Instead, it is the beautiful accumulation of small, thoughtful choices that leads to meaningful and lasting improvements in daily wellness. To welcome this comforting tradition, many nutrition professionals suggest waiting about 30 minutes after a meal to let digestion begin naturally, enjoying the infusion pleasantly warm to soothe the system, and maintaining a balanced portion of about 6 to 8 ounces per serving. There is rarely a need to overcomplicate these gentle adjustments. Ultimately, supporting natural filtration and healthy aging is not about searching for a single magical ingredient. It is about creating small, sustainable, and respectful daily habits that allow the body's natural systems to function exactly as they were beautifully designed to do. This brings us to another highly thoughtful companion ingredient that nutrition professionals suggest pairing with this traditional legume for long-term vitality. Chapter 8. The third balanced companion: low-sodium fermented traditions. This brings us to the third and final companion ingredient that pairs beautifully with black beans to support long-term vitality. This specific category focuses on naturally fermented foods, with a distinct emphasis on low-sodium varieties such as traditional natto or minimally salted cultured soybean elements. As the body matures, the natural digestive architecture undergoes subtle shifts over time. One of these common transitions includes a gradual decline in the natural production of stomach acids and essential digestive enzymes compared to earlier years. Because of this natural progression, some older adults may find that the body requires a bit more time and energy to break down and absorb dense plant proteins efficiently. When these proteins are not fully integrated, it can occasionally lead to a heavy, stagnant sensation in the digestive tract, creating unnecessary work for the entire system. This is precisely where low-sodium, fermented options can offer exceptional, gentle support. During the natural fermentation process, beneficial cultures and active enzymes begin the work of breaking down complex proteins into smaller, highly accessible components. Studies suggest that incorporating these cultured ingredients can significantly support natural protein breakdown, while nurturing a balanced and harmonious gut environment. Maintaining this inner digestive harmony is remarkably vital, as a peaceful gut directly supports the body's overall wellness, including the efficiency of natural filtration. To view this partnership clearly, one might think of whole black beans as a rich source of foundational fuel for the body. Fermented ingredients act much like a natural catalyst that allows that dense fuel to be utilized with the greatest possible ease. Together, they create a culinary combination that is inherently gentler on the stomach and beautifully aligned with the body's processing capabilities. However, a highly critical detail worth noting is that commercial preparation methods can vary significantly. Many mass-produced soups and broths crafted from fermented soybean pastes can carry an exceptionally high concentration of sodium. managing excessive sodium intake is a practice that nutrition professionals consistently emphasize for older adults, particularly those mindfully supporting blood pressure and baseline filtration balance. Therefore, prioritizing varieties that are prepared with minimal salt remains an exceptionally wise approach. For those who enjoy the unique texture of traditional natto, it serves as a wonderful addition to the morning or afternoon meal. If cultured soybean varieties are less preferred, there are alternative traditional methods available to help make whole legumes lighter on the digestive tract. One gentle technique involves introducing a very small splash of natural rice vinegar to a warm black bean dish or a light culinary salad. The natural acidity helps gently soften the dense outer texture of the legume, while adding a bright, refreshing flavor profile to the palate. Simple, mindful adjustments of this nature can make nutrient-dense ingredients far more sustainable and enjoyable over a long-term wellness journey. One educational example involves a 74-year-old resident who lived independently and possessed a deep passion for whole food nutrition. While she eagerly desired to include traditional black beans in her daily cooking, she consistently observed a heavy, uncomfortable fullness following her meals. A thoughtful discussion centered on pairing her legume dishes with modest portions of low-sodium, fermented elements, alongside adopting slower, gentler cooking methods. Following a month of this refined approach, she shared with a warm smile that her digestive comfort had returned entirely. She noted that she could finally welcome these traditional legumes back to her table without any of the previous afternoon discomfort. Occasionally, supporting the body is not a matter of increasing consumption, but rather a reflection of finding the most harmonious culinary partnerships. In summary, a balanced and mindful dietary routine thoughtfully brings together the vital compounds of gently blanched vegetables, the steady hydration of a warm, roasted infusion, and the digestive ease offered by low-sodium fermented traditions. When these gentle principles are integrated with consistency, this traditional legume becomes far more than an isolated source of plant nutrition. It becomes an anchor within a deeply restorative, nurturing eating pattern, designed to support long-term vitality and graceful aging. However, there is one final, essential dimension of daily nutrition that requires careful consideration. Even the most harmonious ingredient pairings can occasionally lose their natural efficacy if they are subjected to suboptimal preparation techniques. This forms the essential foundation for the specific culinary preparation methods explored in the next section. Chapter 9: Optimal Preparation Methods for Nutrient Absorption and Digestive Comfort. This brings us to a dimension of daily nutrition that is fully as meaningful as the initial dietary selection itself. The precise manner in which traditional black beans are prepared can make a profound difference in how they are integrated by the body. Simple, time-honored practices such as intentional soaking intervals, thorough cooking times, and mindful portion awareness work together to make these legumes exceptionally gentle on the stomach. Fortunately, none of these foundational steps require elaborate culinary skills or complex kitchen equipment. The first foundational step focuses on allowing whole black beans an ample period to properly hydrate. While many standard recipes frequently suggest a soaking interval of roughly 6 hours, this standard timeline may not always be optimal. During the colder months of the year, black beans naturally possess a highly resilient, protective outer hull, and patient soaking is essential to gently soften this layer before heat is applied. This traditional process beautifully refines the final texture, while significantly reducing the natural demands placed upon the digestive tract. During the winter season, when water from the tap naturally carries a much lower temperature, extending this hydration window becomes remarkably helpful. A highly recommended practice within traditional wellness routines is to allow the legumes to soak overnight, spanning approximately 10 to 12 hours. Many individuals find it exceptionally convenient to place the dried legumes in a bowl of fresh water before retiring for the evening, allowing the preparation to unfold naturally. By the following morning, the beans will have expanded noticeably in size, signaling that they have adopted a much softer and more receptive structure. This single, unhurried step creates a wonderful foundation for both a creamier culinary texture and enhanced digestive ease. The second essential aspect involves ensuring the legumes are cooked with complete and patient thoroughness. A highly common oversight in modern kitchens is undercooking whole beans, which leaves the inner starches firm and more challenging for the system to process. Undercooked legumes can frequently lead to a heavy, stagnant sensation in the lower abdomen, occasionally causing temporary bloating. For the maturing digestive system, foods that feature a soft, tender consistency are inherently more cooperative and comforting. Therefore, ensuring that black beans are allowed to cook until they reach a deeply tender state is a highly encouraged practice. When utilizing a traditional rice cooker or a modern pressure system, allowing ample time for the inner core to soften entirely remains key. A simple and reliable method to evaluate readiness is to gently press a single bean between the fingers. If the legume yields instantly to the touch, revealing a smooth and creamy interior, it is fully prepared for the table. If any firmness remains at the center, allowing a few additional moments of gentle simmering will beautifully complete the transformation, permitting the cooked legumes to rest quietly in their covered vessel for several minutes. Following the active heating cycle further enhances this delicate softness. The third core principle centers on the wisdom that abundance does not inherently equate to greater benefit. Because black beans are widely celebrated for their dense nutritional profile, it can be tempting to assume that larger portions yield superior wellness outcomes. However, maintaining a gentle sense of moderation remains incredibly meaningful for long-term equilibrium. While these legumes provide exceptional plant proteins, soluble fiber, and vital trace minerals, older adults often thrive best by focusing on small, balanced accents rather than dense volume. For the vast majority of individuals, a daily serving consisting of roughly one modest handful equivalent to 2 to 3 tablespoons incorporated into a larger grain bowl is completely sufficient. It is most beneficial to view this traditional legume as a highly valued companion on a diverse plate, rather than the singular focus of the meal. Long-term consistency within the daily routine carries far greater value than consuming large quantities in a single sitting. Modest portions enjoyed with steady regularity harmonize beautifully with the body's natural filtering capabilities. Another highly practical tradition involves the management of the soaking liquid itself. Upon completing the extended overnight soak, discarding the initial water, and thoroughly rinsing the softened legumes with fresh, cool water before cooking is highly advantageous. This simple, mindful habit helps sweep away surface compounds that can occasionally affect the clean, natural flavor profile of the bean. Utilizing fresh, pure water for the active cooking process ensures a beautifully refined taste and a delightfully clean texture on the palate. In summary, a balanced and mindful dietary routine thoughtfully brings together an extended overnight soak, a patient and thorough cooking process, and a measured approach to daily portions. These small, unhurried steps successfully transform a humble kitchen staple into a deeply restorative, nurturing addition to a lifestyle focused on graceful longevity. Now that this exploration has beautifully spanned from optimal ingredient partnerships to traditional preparation methods, individuals are fully prepared to welcome this ancient legume to the daily table in a manner that is deeply practical, sustainable, and beautifully balanced for long-term vitality. Chapter 10. A practical 3-step sequence to support natural filtration. Now that the core explorations surrounding dietary boundaries, optimal ingredient pairings, and traditional preparation techniques are complete, the final step remains: translating this collective wisdom into a sustainable daily routine. This brings us to a simple 3-step sequence that can be seamlessly introduced to the daily schedule without unnecessary complexity. It focuses entirely on introducing modest, supportive habits that help establish a harmonious rhythm for long-term vitality. The initial phase of this practical approach begins with quiet evening preparation. Before retiring for the evening, placing a modest handful of dried black beans into a vessel of pure, room temperature water allows the process to unfold naturally. Utilizing comfortably warm water, close to natural body temperature, is exceptionally helpful during the colder months. To encourage the fibers to expand fully, covering the bowl and letting it rest in a peaceful corner of the kitchen ensures the legumes are beautifully prepared for the following day. While this slow absorption takes place quietly overnight, the body is afforded the vital opportunity to enjoy deep, restorative rest. Ultimately, supporting a long-term wellness routine often begins with these small, unhurried moments of evening preparation. The subsequent phase transitions into active daily practice. Once the overnight hydration is complete, cooking the softened legumes until they achieve a perfectly tender consistency is highly recommended. Integrating this nutritious accent into the midday meal is often considered ideal by nutrition professionals. The afternoon hours generally represent a period when natural, digestive enzymes and physical activity are operating at their highest efficiency. Pairing these tender legumes with a side of warm, lightly blanched broccoli creates a beautiful nutritional partnership, far superior to dense, high-sodium broths. During the meal, maintaining a slow, intentional pace and focusing on thorough mastication is remarkably beneficial. Optimal digestion naturally begins in the mouth, and an unhurried approach allows the maturing system to process whole foods with far greater comfort. Following the meal, bypassing the immediate temptation to consume highly concentrated coffee is a highly supportive choice, allowing a brief 30-minute interval before enjoying a warm cup of roasted barley tea delivers gentle hydration, while reducing a reliance on natural stimulants. The final dimension of this reflective sequence involves quiet physical observation. Taking a mindful moment to notice the subtle cues of the body can reveal the initial signs of positive transition. Individuals may observe a welcome feeling of lightness upon waking, or a gentler, more comfortable sensation within the digestive tract after dining. While these initial physical shifts are often beautifully subtle, the body consistently provides gentle feedback when daily habits are aligned with its natural needs. Graceful aging is rarely defined by abrupt, dramatic transformations overnight. Instead, it is the quiet accumulation of steady, thoughtful choices that builds a beautiful foundation over time. When these simple routines are repeated with gentle consistency, they gracefully evolve into lifelong habits that support enduring vitality. An educational account involves a resident in her late 60s who had been deeply dedicated to supporting her baseline filtration efficiency. She chose to introduce several modest refinements to her kitchen, reducing her reliance on heavy commercial soups, while expanding her intake of gently cooked greens. She also successfully substituted her traditional afternoon coffee with a warm, comforting cup of roasted barley tea. Several months following these consistent adjustments, she shared that her overall vitality had advanced beautifully, restoring a wonderful sense of physical optimism to her daily walks. This reminds us that a renewed sense of well-being can often become an active partner in the body's natural preservation. However, maintaining a highly responsible approach to daily nutrition requires a few essential words of clinical caution. While whole black beans offer exceptional plant nutrition, they may not be perfectly suited for every individual profile. Those managing elevated uric acid levels or related joint sensitivities are highly encouraged to discuss appropriate portion sizes with a clinical professional, as legumes naturally carry organic compounds known as purines. Furthermore, individuals navigating advanced filtration concerns are those specifically advised to maintain a strict, potassium-restricted routine should consistently consult their primary physician before altering their intake. No single whole food, regardless of its celebrated attributes, should ever supersede individualized medical guidance from a qualified specialist. For the vast majority of healthy older adults, however, these traditional legumes remain a deeply nourishing addition to a balanced plate when prepared with complete care and enjoyed in gentle moderation. This beautifully reminds us that the journey toward enduring wellness and long-term vitality often begins with a single, respectful choice at the daily table. Conclusion: nurturing long-term vitality through sustainable daily rhythms. Reflecting on these collective insights allows for a beautifully clear perspective on integrating traditional plant nutrition into a balanced lifestyle. In summary, a balanced and mindful dietary routine thoughtfully avoids the counterproductive combinations of high oxalate greens, immediate post-meal caffeine, and elevated sodium broths. Instead, this supportive pattern beautifully brings together the protective compounds of gently blanched vegetables, the steady hydration of warm, roasted infusions, and the digestive ease offered by low-sodium fermented traditions. Furthermore, committing to an extended overnight soak, ensuring a patient and thorough cooking process, and maintaining a measured approach to daily portions remain the true cornerstones of success. These simple, unhurried kitchen practices consistently carry far greater value for the body than overly complicated dietary restrictions or expensive commercial supplements. Remaining dedicated to these gentle, traditional adjustments supports a broader philosophy of graceful aging and long-term vitality. This journey is ultimately about nurturing the body so that individuals can continue to enjoy daily life with a wonderful sense of physical energy and personal independence. It is often observed that many older adults quietly prioritize the well-being of their loved ones, occasionally placing their own physical comfort to the side. However, remembering that protecting one's personal health is an act of deep respect and care for the entire family is incredibly meaningful. Preserving daily strength is one of the most beautiful gifts an individual can offer to those who surround them with love. Being able to sit comfortably at the family table, share stories with children and grandchildren, and pursue long-held passions represents some of life's most genuine blessings. Graceful longevity never unfolds through sudden, overnight transformations. It is the beautiful result of small, respectful choices, repeated day after day with patience and care. A well-balanced meal, a peaceful afternoon walk, and restorative evening rest build the quiet foundation for lasting wellness. Of course, recognizing that every individual physiological profile is unique remains highly essential. Those managing elevated uric acid levels, advanced filtration concerns, or specific potassium restrictions should consistently consult a clinical professional before introducing significant changes. Securing individualized medical guidance from a qualified specialist ensures that every lifestyle refinement is perfectly aligned with personal safety. Weaving these practical, time-tested traditions into the daily kitchen offers an accessible path toward enhanced well-being. Supporting this educational space by engaging with the content helps ensure that evidence-based information focused on longevity continues to reach communities worldwide. Sharing a personal reflection in the space below regarding a small, positive habit intended for the coming week beautifully encourages others on a similar path. Collective experiences frequently serve as a wonderful source of inspiration for neighbors navigating their own journeys toward vitality. Taking complete care of the body, remaining physically active, and embracing a peaceful heart remain the ultimate expressions of daily wellness. This beautifully reminds us that the journey toward enduring wellness and long-term vitality often begins with a single, respectful choice at the daily table.